and we're going to head out over here and have a little fun. Good afternoon, YouTube. We're taking a lunch break with you, and we're going to do the same thing over here on Facebook for just for some fun. So, hey there, everybody on Facebook. How you doing? We're going to take a little lunch break here, and we're going to get to do something really pretty cool. We're going to play an album. We're going to play an album from Doug Lalli, his album Back on the Scene. Doug Lalli is a Chicagoland jazz musician. He was actually on a recent episode of Random Chat, and he gave me permission. He actually, after Random Chat, he played a little tune for us there, which was really cool. And then just appearing in the mail the other day, it was a one of his albums, his CD. It is Doug Lalli Back on the Scene with Jim Cox and Rusty Jones. And because it is copyright by Doug Lalli, I did ask him if we could have permission to share his tunes. And he said, yeah, sure, go right ahead. Just be sure and give me credit. And of course, credit goes where credit is due. Doug is so cool that he just sent me a copy of his album. And by the way, if you are a local Milwaukee, Chicago land musician, a musician, a band, a group, whatever you are, you want to play some tunes and you'd like to have us just play this on the air for you on 216 the net. I'll be happy to do that. Send it to us. You can go get our address. It's on 216thenet.com. Go there, get our address, pop it in the mail. We'll put it up on there. We don't charge you for that. We'll slap it out. But I'm gonna have some. Right now I'm gonna have some cookies and coffee and a little bit of jazz, and y'all are welcome to join me. Here we go. This is track one. This is called Zoraya. And this was recorded November 26, 2012 at the Bel Air Sound Studio in Chicago, Illinois. Again, it is by Doug Lalli, jazz pianist, jazz keyboardist, acoustic and electric piano. On the bass on this track, Jim Cox and Rusty Jones on the drums. Have a little fun. Why not? I'm going to have some coffee and cookies. right. What y'all think of that one? That was interesting. That was different. Zoraya is what that was called. And again, Doug Lalli, Chicagoland jazz pianist there on the keyboards, Jim Cox on bass, and Rusty Jones on drums. Next up is anagrams. So let's give that a shot. Let's see what that's like, shall we? Here we go. Let's pop down here, and here we go. Lunch break jazz with coffee and cookies. Hey, Steph, good to see you. A little better for you, Bill? Bass solo. Again, this is Doug Lalli's Back on the Scene jazz album. This track number 2 is Anagrams. Listening to an awesome bass solo here on the bass. here on this number 2. Let's see who's on the bass. Don't you love me making clicking sounds here over the bass and talking over it? I can't quite tell. Doug Lalli can probably tell you. You can find him at douglallijazz.net. This particular tune was actually recorded in 1980 at Unique Recording in New York, New York. This is officially New York jazz you're listening to at the moment. All right, there you go. Up next is track 3. Let's just take a look at this one right here. This one is Surrey. Oh man, old Uncle Pete needs his glasses. I don't know where I popped them. Surrey with the Fringe on Top. Rogers. Surrey, Surrey, with the Fringe on Top. Track number 3 was recorded in 1996, the Music Center in Wolshland. Wolshland. I'm going with that pronunciation, Pennsylvania. So let's go ahead and just move on here with track number 3. Let's see what we got. Here we go. again, for those of you who didn't catch this when we started right at the top, this music that you're hearing in the background is 100% Chicagoland jazz musician Doug Lalli. You can hear him bouncing around the keys there. Electronic piano and acoustic piano, jazz musician right here in Chicagoland. And Doug, very, very coolly, sent me a copy of his album, his CD. And that was shortly after we did last week a episode. He was on an episode of Random Chat. We had a conversation with him, and he played himself in, and he did a couple little tunes, which was actually really very cool. And then this just appeared in the mail. Really, really very cool that he did that. And so I shot him a note because this is copyright to Doug Lalli, 2013 copyright. And I said, hey, Doug, since you've got your copyright notification, can we have permission to actually just play this and live stream it out and put it on the air? Because I think this is really cool. He said, oh, absolutely, sure. Just give me some credit. Of course, credit goes where credit due. Doug did a fantastic job on this. This is really, really awesome. It's really cool to get things like this. And here's the cool thing, folks. Every now and then, when we don't have anything scheduled, I can take a quick lunch break. And if you are a local artist and you want to send us your CD, we'll just slap it in. You say, hey, it's okay to do this. We'll slap it in. We'll play it. We'll share it. We don't care what kind of music it is. Really don't. I prefer it doesn't have tons and tons of foul language in it. That's just my personal preference. We're not FCC regulated. We do pay for our ASCAP license, which of course allows us to play other kinds of copyright stuff that's under the ASCAP catalog. But if you send us your CD and say, hey, it's okay to play this, we'll pop it in. We'll share it out. We'll take a lunch break. We do that. We may do that whenever we get your discs or your playlist. You can email over a playlist too. Send it to 216thenet@gmail.com. If you've got a disc, an actual disc you want to send, put it to attention Pete or Kent at DDOE Enterprises Inc. 216 The Net, 1400 South Route 31, Suite 202, McHenry, Illinois 60050. Now, you can get all that information just by going to our website, 216thenet.com. Go to the Contact Us page and get our website, our address right there. Pop that in the mail to us. Pop your disc in. We'll put it out here. I think this is so cool to get to share and just pop in just because he sent it over and said, hey, here you go. How cool is that? So I'm going to sit here, have myself some coffee and cookies while we listen to his entire CD. It's only 6 tracks. It's his whole CD is about little over 28 minutes long. But if you'd like to find out how you can get your own copy of his CD, if you're totally into Chicagoland jazz, you can go visit his website, DougLallyJazz.net. That's DougLallyGazz.net. And again, we're just wrapping up track 3. We got 3 more tracks to go through. This was Surrey with the Fringe on Top. Coming up next, we've got track 4 coming up here, Autumn's Promise. Autumn's Promise on track 4. Those keys are all Doug. Tony, how you doing? Glad you joined us. All right. Now, did that put you in mind of autumn? Maybe leaves falling off the trees. I mean, we're in May here, middle of May, just about. So my mind isn't quite to autumn yet. But that was nice, a nice piano tune there. Again, Doug Lalli back on the scene is the name of this album, and Doug sent that to us to play and enjoy. He's a Chicagoland jazz musician right here in Chicagoland. And you can find more out about him on DougLallyJazz.net. And if you're a local artist, musician, band, group, and you'd like us to play your CD or list or whatever on the air, just send it to us. Go to our website, 216thenet.com, get our address. You can send us your CD, a little note that says we have permission to play it. We love getting stuff like this from local artists. It's fan-friggin-tastic. I love that. And any kind of music. Anything. I prefer personally, there's not a ton of cursing or swearing in it, but we'll play anything at least once. So go ahead and send us that. We'd love to feature you. We're not FCC regulated or anything like that. It's just my personal preference. But I mean, we're not going to not play you just because. So, but send it on over. Next up, we've got track 5, What Love Can Do. What Love Can Do. This was recorded in 1996. This has got Doug Lalli on keyboard. So here we go.
I closed my eyes.
What's the song?
And the stars began to see. And then we kissed, and I saw winter turn to spring. You love me a while, it's true. And when our love was new, our world was too. But that's what love can do. Yes, it's over now, we've had our day. And yes, I may someday love again. But now I sit alone and dream, and watch as the stars turn out, like the light in your eyes when first we touched each other's hand. And once again I hear your footsteps, I'd swear it's true. But that's what love can do. Now I lie awake till dawn to watch as the stars burn out, like the passion that burns within the deepest part of me. And then you're suddenly beside me. I swear it's true, but that's what love can do.
That is a long, slow fade, but I guess that's what love can do, eh? The singer on that was Kelly I'm gonna guess at the pronunciation here. Kelly Miyashi. Kelly Miyashi. So that was interesting because that was a song that was actually recorded again back in 1996, all on Doug Lalli's "Back on the Scene" CD. Is Back on the Scene album. We've got one more tune left, track 6. It's a 6-track CD. And if you're interested in this or any other of Doug's music, check him out at douglallijazz.net. That's DougLallijazz.net, a Chicagoland jazz musician. And again, if you're an artist here in the Chicago, Milwaukee region, and you want to send us your CD or CDs and just tell us it's okay to play on the air, and maybe live stream it here, we'll catch a lunch break sometime. We just do these whenever we get these kind of things. And this just was a super cool surprise in the mail yesterday. So that was really very, very awesome. We got one more tune here. We're going to wrap up the lunch break here with track number 6. And this is Vicissitudes, 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 Vicissitudes. And this was again recorded right here on November 26, 2012 at the Bel Air Sound Studio in Chicago. Official Chicago jazz. So here we go, folks. The last tune on Doug's CD. Jazzy, as it would be. Bop, bop, bop. And that was an abrupt end there. Vicissitudes is what that was. And that's on the Doug Lalli Back on the Scene CD. Again, Doug, this is really just really freaking cool. Thank you, Doug, so very much for sending that over. Just arrived in the mail the other day. Doug had been one of our guests on the Random Chat show that we do when we have folks that just want to get on and chat about what it is they love, what they're enthusiastic about, have fun doing. Random chat. And if you want to be on that, let me know. Shoot me a note, Pete at 216thenet.com. And if you are a area musician, group, band, whatever, you want to send in your disc or your playlist or what have you, again, shoot me a note, Pete at 216thenet.com, or go to our website, 216thenet.com, pop your disc in the mail. And I know discs are kind of someone told me, well, that's really old school. Dude, they were too young to remember all the LPs and the little 45s that we used to sit around playing long time ago, 8-tracks, cassettes, all that kind of stuff. But at any rate, you want to send it, send your CD, we'll pop it in, we'll play it, we'll take a lunch break, and we just do those as we get them and have a little fun with it. Just send us a note that it's okay to play, and we'll do that. Until the next lunch break here, I, of course, am, I'm Pete. I'm Uncle Pete in the morning, Monday through Friday at 6 a.m. on 216 The Net. And be sure to catch all the other cool shows out there. Last night, we had Your Home with Bremer and Jones, had Illinois Senator Wilcox, Illinois State Senator Wilcox on as a guest. Really cool show. And of course, tomorrow we've got Thursday, we've got 11 o'clock, Milo So Lifestyle with Mary Shep, one of our most highest watched shows, and really very cool. We got all kinds of stuff. Go to 216thenet.com, check out the entire lineup. But again, we'll do more lunch breaks as we get more CDs to play or playlists to play from local Chicagoland, Milwaukee artists. Just send them on to us. You can get our address on our website, 216thenet.com. We're at 1400 South Route 31 in McHenry, Illinois, Suite 202. Our zip code here in McHenry is 60050. We'll catch y'all later, folks. Thanks for hanging out with me for lunch. That was really kind of cool. Thank y'all. And we're done. And YouTube folks, thank you so much for hanging out here too. Appreciate it so much. That was a lot of fun.